Welcome back to Go Condo. Today, I'm thrilled to take you through my latest transformation project where I've embraced vintage vibes for 2025, uncovering historic gems and weaving them into my modern condo. This is going to be a journey of charm, character, and design inspiration. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Every bit of engagement helps our design community grow, and I can't wait to hear what you think about this vintage makeover. So grab a cozy seat, maybe a cup of coffee or tea, and join me as we unlock hidden stories and transform an everyday condo into a timeless retreat. Let's dive in. When I first imagined this transformation, I wanted to go beyond a simple design update. My vision was to combine historical elegance with modern livability, creating a space that celebrates the past while feeling fresh and current. For me, vintage design isn't about clutter or antiques for the sake of antiques. It's about choosing meaningful pieces with history and blending them into a home that feels functional and welcoming today. That's why this project focuses on uncovering items that carry stories, whether architectural salvage, retro decor, or restored heirlooms, and using them to add depth and personality to my condo. My inspiration came from a mix of historic hotels, old photographs, and even visits to antique fairs. Seeing how these places and objects have endured with beauty inspired me to channel that same energy into my space. I also drew ideas from classic design magazines and film interiors. Sometimes a movie set or an old catalog sparks that moment where you realize exactly how to pair old world charm with new age convenience. In the end, I created a mood board filled with textures, faded colors, brass accents, and warm woods, all elements that guided the overall design direction of this transformation. The condo entryway is where first impressions are made, so I wanted it to set the tone right away. I sourced a vintage console table from the 1940s, complete with a distressed patina that tells its own story. Above the table, I hung an ornate gold-framed mirror from a local flea market. Its curves and imperfections instantly gave the space a welcoming, old-world feel. To tie it together, I added a retro runner rug with muted patterns, something that feels both lived in and elegant. Walking through the door now feels like stepping into a timeless retreat. The living room became the heart of the transformation. I focused on creating a cozy, conversational space anchored by a mid-century velvet sofa in deep emerald green. Around the sofa, I placed a mix of vintage and modern tables, like a brass-trimmed coffee table and wooden side stands that I thrifted and restored myself. Layering soft lighting through restored lamps and candles added that nostalgic glow. Suddenly, the room wasn't just stylish, but alive with warmth and history. The kitchen posed a challenge: how to add vintage vibes without sacrificing practicality. I started with brass cabinet hardware and classic subway tile that hints at early 20th century design. I also replaced my modern stools with bentwood cafe-style chairs, small touches that completely shifted the mood. To finish, I added open shelves with a mix of glassware, antique dishes, and vintage jars. Suddenly, the kitchen feels both nostalgic and functional. For the dining nook, I wanted to create an atmosphere that encourages long meals and conversations. I found a restored farmhouse table with imperfections that add character. Paired with mismatched chairs from different decades, the setup feels eclectic but intentional. Each chair has its own story, and together, they make a statement. Above it, a vintage chandelier casts warm light, making the nook feel like a timeless European cafe inside my condo. The bedroom transformation was all about comfort with a touch of history. I chose a wrought iron bed frame, reminiscent of early 1900s design, to serve as the centerpiece. Layered linens, quilts, and embroidered pillows gave the bed a cozy yet elegant charm. Every layer feels intentional and rich with texture. Framed vintage artwork above the headboard completed the look, adding a personal connection to the past. Bathrooms are often overlooked, but I wanted mine to feel like a classic retreat. I introduced clawfoot-style details through Decor and swapped out hardware for antique-inspired brass fixtures. Adding patterned floor tiles gave a nod to historic design without overwhelming the small space. A freestanding vintage cabinet holds rolled towels and apothecary jars, blending utility with charm. For my home office, I leaned into vintage academia. A solid wood desk, paired with a green banker's lamp, instantly set the scene. Bookshelves lined with hardcovers, paired with framed botanical prints, made this space feel like an old-world study. Adding a soft leather chair completed the look, making it both comfortable and inspiring for work. Textiles can transform any space, and here I leaned into vintage-inspired fabrics. Think damask curtains, embroidered cushions, and Persian-style rugs. The richness of these fabrics adds layers of depth, softening the harder lines of modern condo architecture. Each textile choice was intentional, contributing to the sense of history and coziness. Lighting is one of the easiest ways to bring in vintage flair. I swapped out standard ceiling lights for retro pendants and restored sconces. The warm glow instantly changed the energy of the condo. Harsh white lighting disappeared, replaced by cozy amber tones. Candles and table lamps added further ambience, making evenings feel serene and inviting. Art was key in pulling this look together. I sourced vintage paintings, black and white photography, and old maps from flea markets and estate sales. Accessories like brass candlesticks, ceramic vases, and quirky trinkets helped add a personal touch. The secret was in moderation, choosing only pieces that truly resonated with the story I wanted my condo to tell. A huge part of this transformation involved DIY restorations. From sanding down a thrifted dresser to reupholstering chairs, I poured hours into giving old pieces new life. These projects not only saved money, but also gave me a stronger connection to the finished home. Each restored piece now feels like part of my personal journey. It's proof that you don't need to buy new. Sometimes the best finds are the ones you revive yourself. This vintage approach isn't just stylish, it's also sustainable. By reusing and repurposing, I reduced waste and gave a second life to items that might have ended up discarded. It's a way of respecting the environment while creating something beautiful and meaningful. Vintage design reminds us that old doesn't mean outdated. It often means timeless. Walking through the condo now feels like stepping into a curated storybook of design. Every corner carries echoes of the past, yet supports the flow of modern living. From the warm glow of the lamps to the patina of restored furniture, the condo feels cohesive and alive with personality. This transformation proves that condos, often seen as cold or uniform, can be layered with history and warmth when approached with intention. Thank you so much for joining me on this Vintage Vibes 2025 condo transformation journey. I hope it inspires you to look at your own space with fresh eyes and maybe uncover a few historic gems of your own. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Go Condo, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback keeps this community thriving and inspires more content like this. Until next time, keep creating beautiful spaces that tell your story, and I'll see you in the next video.